I was 16 when I got my first job. It was a babysitting gig, and I know what you're thinking. Aren't those jobs usually reserved for chicks? The thing was, though, I was desperate. And so was the Babysitters Club. Apparently they had a run-in with the cartel, and a lot of babysitters were either murdered or they quit in fear of being murdered. I was 1/8 Hispanic, so I figured even if the cartel came looking for trouble, I could try and blend in. I got my first job a week after my background check cleared, and the kid that I received was a complete asshole. His name was Preston, and he suffered from delusions and narcissism. That, combined with him being 11, was the worst possible combination I could imagine. The first hour or so of my encounter was cool. We played Dragon Ball FighterZ and he was pretty good. Everything was good until he started running his mouth. He called me a smug retard and told me he had sex with my mom. He also took a dump in my backpack and posted him doing so on my Instagram. Not only did he tag me, but he tagged my grandmother. I asked him how he found my Instagram, and he told me that his parents gave it to him. I responded that they were idiots for doing so, and if he didn't untag my grandma, I was gonna kick his ass. He stuck his tongue out at me and used his hands to make moose antlers. He then turned around, pulled down his pants, and farted. He then pulled up his pants and ran away laughing. Fearing I was exposed to pink, I ignored his buffoonery and began to wash my face in the kitchen sink. I'm going to beat his monkey ass, I thought as I washed away the poo particles I imagined all over my face. Damn it, Preston, I said in my authoritative voice. If you ever pull down your pants and rip ass in my face again, I'm telling your mother. Preston wasn't fazed in the least. In fact, he laughed at my assertion and pulled up a YouTube video. I clicked play to find a nice couple sleeping in their bed, when suddenly Preston entered the frame without pants. He waved at the camera and started to dance. He then climbed into the couple's bed and squatted over their face. He then looked at the camera and thanked his subscribers for tuning in. He told them to hit the notification bell, and then he began to fart in his mother's face. He did so until she woke up and began to cry. He then took the phone from me and started to make threats. He said if I ever tried to get him grounded or even in trouble, I would be his next viral video on YouTube. I wasn't scared about what he said, but how he said it left chills down my spine. His left eye twitched ever so slightly when he described what he would do to me, and if he was sexually mature, I'd imagine he'd have been aroused. 6 minutes into his rambling, I became fed up. All right, Preston, that's enough. I then grabbed his wrist and led him down the hall to his room. I told him to get his bitch ass in there, and when he was ready to stop being a little faggot, he could come out. Preston looked caught off guard by my decision to ground him, but he didn't resist. He simply stopped talking and sat atop his bed with his arms crossed. I closed the door and went downstairs to watch Animal Planet until his parents arrived. I was 15 minutes into a documentary about the downfall of the notoriously famous chimpanzee drug lord Chim Chim when someone began banging at the door. It was the police, and I knew Preston called them. I barely began to open the door when it came flying off the hinges. 3 officers came storming in like SWAT, one with a pair of nunchucks, and they threw me to the ground. "All right, you sick asshole, where's the samurai sword?" Confused, I responded, "What samurai sword?" I was then met with a pair of nunchucks right to my face. "You know damn well what we're talking about. The samurai sword you used to cut off Preston's penis." "What in the world?" I said while rubbing my jaw. "I don't even own a samurai sword, and that would be the last thing I needed to cut off anyone's penis." The cops looked at each other as if they believed me. They then lifted me to my feet and asked where the kid was. I led them up the stairs and down the hall into Preston's room. I opened the door to find everything covered in blood, and on the floor in a pool of blood was an 11-year-old's penis. "Officer, I swear it's not what it looks like." "Oh yeah?" he said. "Well, it looks like someone cut off this kid's cock." I agreed that's exactly what it looked like, but I explained I wasn't the reason it happened. The only logical explanation I could think was that Preston cut off his own cock to frame me. The cops didn't believe a word that came out my mouth. They then began to assault me as they read me my rights, when I noticed a security camera in the corner of Preston's room. "Wait," I cried out. "There's a camera. Call Preston's parents and we can review the footage." Preston, unaware of the camera, became nervous. The police agreed to allow me to prove my innocence, and when Preston's parents came home, the tapes revealed I was telling the truth. It seemed Preston cut off his own penis with a butter knife. I gave my statement to the police, talked with Preston's parents and told them it was cool, and then I was paid for my work. The next day I put in my 2 weeks at the Babysitters Club, and I never saw Preston again. And I hope I never do. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and possibly share this video with your friends so we can get more than 2,000 views on a video. I think it's bullshit that I see niggas like Let's Read stunting, getting 40,000 goddamn subscribers a day, and I've been stuck at 4,000 for the past 4 months. I'm quite furious, and if this video doesn't do well, then the old mustard is retiring. I'll ride off into the sunset and record my stories for me and my amigos. And one day when I meet a woman cool enough to have sex with, I'll play my tapes while we do it. Thank you again for listening.